Well, that's the last boxcar. The string of cars is ready to be moved out when the time comes.
If that time ever comes.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to be optimistic here, okay?
But what is there to be optimistic about? The court ruled in favor of the city, and they're only giving us 14 days to move out. That's not nearly enough time to get us out of here.
Well, think about it. Something could happen in 14 days. A miracle. Something.
I agree. That environmental investigation wrapped up yesterday, and they concluded that we weren't the ones causing the alleged pollution here in Forest Park. That's the whole reason that Mayor Ditzlier wanted us gone to begin with. Maybe ITM could take this to the appeals court.
Good luck with that. They might not schedule a court date until a month from now. We've got 2 weeks.
Only time will tell. I was looking forward to running again.
Oh, don't be so down, 587. You'll run again.
I hope so. It's so hard to tell through this, with the whole conflict. I hopefully do hope that I'll run again. I remember a time not so long ago when the day seemed very close. I remember a time when things were great for this museum. I remember back when people would literally run to the museum entrance every time they heard my whistle blow. I remember pulling the State Fair train down the streets of Noblesville and seeing people line the streets just to get a glimpse of me. I remember the pizza train that tipped in Indiana. I remember those golden days when I'd be out in the main line excursion duty, double heading with Nickelback 765. Triple head with 1218, 611. They were an interesting deal. I remember when things were simple, before all this, well, crap came up.
Don't worry, 587. You will run again. And we will all get out of here somehow. That fat cat Ditzlier can try his best to beat us down. But good will always prevail in the end.
I hope so.
Okay, so tell me then, Nick. How are we getting out of here when first off the Hoosier Heritage Court Authority won't let us leave, and secondly the fact that ITM doesn't have the funds to afford trucks to move us all out of here?
Look, I know that. I meant in regard to maybe another railroad or heritage organization reaching out to us, like the Whitewater Valley Railroad or the Fort Wayne Historical Society.
Screw that. Whitewater Valley doesn't have the funds, nor are they interested.
Yeah, and the guys up in Fort Wayne are right out. They openly said they weren't interested. Plus, to add insult to injury, they already betrayed us by saying that they were going to participate in that rail festival over in Atlanta.
Really? What's so special about Atlanta?
That's where Mayor Ditzler plans on running his government-funded replacement train. That Nickel Plate Express. Ha! More like Commie Express.
Look, guys, I understand that it's a crappy state of affairs, but we mustn't lose faith yet.
Good luck trying to get me to rekindle mine.
Okay, seriously. Are Nicholas and I really the only ones trying to be optimists here?
Guys, you need to stop bickering. I understand that the situation is tough, but we're working on it. We've reached out to some trucking companies and some other railroads.
And let me guess, no one's interested?
Well, when you talk like that...
Well, can you blame me? It's the truth.
It's not true. I don't know how else to explain it to you guys. We're working on it. With an attitude like that, Matt, you're just as bad as Mayor Ditzlier and that Fatness fellow themselves. Maybe instead of complaining, you could help us move stuff.
Ugh. Fine.
You alright, Dave?
No. Everything is stressing me out right now.
I know how you feel. It's taking quite a toll on all of us.
You think? I've been volunteering here for 3 years. This place is like my home. These engines are like my children. And suddenly, the government higher-ups want to take all that away from me?
Dave, calm down. We all feel that way. We've all been volunteering here for quite some time. All of our efforts to restore 587 to running condition, all of our efforts to maintain the locomotives and rolling stock here, all of it will be wasted if we don't get out of here by the assigned deadline.
I know.
Here, Dave. Have a Coke.
Thanks.
Little Coca-Cola always relaxes the nerves.
So, are any outside rail organizations willing to help us?
Moment, no.
Anybody at all?
No, but...
But what?
Did receive some emails from the Ohio Pacific Railroad Corporation.
The Ohio Pacific? Are they inquiring about giving us funds to move our stuff out with trucks?
Even better, they're going to help us move it out by rail.
What? But we can't move our stuff out by rail. The Port Authority is allowing no one to use those tracks at all.
The Monon Historical Society pushed a caboose with a high railer down those tracks.
Okay, I suppose you have a point about that. Any details about the email?
From the sounds of it, it looks like it's a joint operation. Ohio Pacific specially mentioned 2 other particular railroads being involved in the move.
Well, what railroads are they?
The Tidewater Point Railroad and the Jacob Western Railroad.
Well, okay then. But even if they do plan on removing our equipment out by rail, what are they going to do about that derail booth that is at the end of the yard entrance? Removing one of those without permission from the FRA is a federal offense. And even worse, what about the Port Authority? They have several locomotives acting as temporary railroad police for the line until Fishers and Noblesville decides to tear it up for the bike path.
Don't you worry about it. Ohio Pacific said that those details will be taken care of. I know it sounds shady and cryptic, but Ohio Pacific is a very trustworthy company. If this email is real, it may be our only ticket out of here.
I guess I can't argue with that. What is to be done with our equipment?
Well, they said that the Tidewater Point Railroad is interested in acquiring our locomotives and some of our rolling stock.
Okay. I would have to imagine that if ownership was transferred to them, that they would take good care of our engines.
Agreed. The Tidewater Point Railroad is a pretty trustworthy railroad. They even went through their own trailer deal back in the 70s.
Really? How did that end up?
Well, all I'll say is that when the demolition crews got there and were ready to tear up the line, the whole town of Tidewater was waiting there for them, armed.
As in?
Yes.
Wow. That's what I call patriotism right there.
Yes, indeed. I suppose I'll approach Chairman Nichols about this proposal. I'll get in touch with the Ohio Pacific later tonight.
Sounds good. When should we tell Nicholas?
Why not now?
Let's do it.
Hello?
Hello, my name is Ed. I'm a representative from the Indiana Transportation Museum. I'm calling in response to an email I got from you earlier.
Ah, yes, the person I just wanted to talk to.
Yes, so tell me about this proposal of yours.
Alright then, we have much to discuss. But before we start talking, I was wondering if you could make it down to Indianapolis for a few days. I plan on holding an important meeting that will go further in depth about how this move will work.
Sounds like a plan.
Hey, Nathan. Hey, Jesse. So, are they readying you to pull the Tidewater Limited today? No, actually. Anthony's taking care of that. Mr. Reed said he had a special assignment for me. Really? He said he had a special assignment for me, too. He told me to wait here after they got done fueling me up. Same. He told me to wait here after Smithy and Alex fired me up. I wonder what this assignment could be. Hello, you two. Hello, Mr. Reed. What's this assignment you've got planned for us? I'll explain that later. We need to get ready, though. We're on a tight schedule, and we need to get out to Indianapolis by Tuesday. Indianapolis? What's going on out there? I'll explain everything later. Nathan, grab your auxiliary tender and your tool car combine. Jesse, grab those 2 box cars and that caboose over there. I'm bewildered. Don't be. I'll explain everything later. Let's get situated for now. So, what exactly is going on? Well, we're on our way out to Indianapolis because we've been called upon to save some equipment from a nearby railroad museum. Wait, is this railroad museum located in Noblesville, Indiana? Yes, it's that one. What happened? Well, crap finally hit the fan. They lost in court against the city, and now they only have 2 weeks to get out of Noblesville. We're the only ones that can help them apart from the Jacob Western and the Ohio Pacific Railroads. So, what are we going to be doing in Indianapolis? We're going to be meeting with the controllers of the Jacob Western and the Ohio Pacific, as well as some representatives from ITM. We're going to be discussing how we're going to move the equipment out. Well, how would we? They can't afford trucks. The only other option would be to move the stuff out by rail. That's exactly the point. But the Hoosier Heritage Port Authority won't let anyone down those tracks. Again, that's precisely the point. It's a covert operation. Really? Don't be too startled, Nathan. The Ohio Pacific Railroad Corporation will be overseeing this operation. As far as I know, they have most of the details covered, and there is a game plan in place for this operation. So long as I know that there's a game plan for this, and I'm good with it. Same. It's a real sad state of affairs over there. The government of that town wants to build a trail when the taxpayers that will be paying for it don't even want it in the first place. It is. No museum or any historical institution for that matter deserves to undergo the kind of all-out assault that ITM has endured from the city of Noblesville. I thought all of this was just about building the trail. Why do they want to kick the museum out of town? Simple. It's all a sick, twisted, ugly plot by the city of Noblesville and the city of Fishers. The museum spoke out against the proposal to turn the line into a bike trail. And? So the city of Noblesville decided to fake a chemical leak on their property in an effort to defame them. So much so that an investigation was launched into them. It actually wrapped up 2 days ago. They confirmed that the pollution was actually coming from the nearby city maintenance department and not ITM. So that only proves one thing. The mayor of Noblesville is trying to get the public to turn against the museum. Yep, essentially what they're doing is trying to push their own agendas forward. And in their eyes, if there's opposition, the best way to get rid of it is to eliminate the source of the opposition. Just wondering, how does Fishers tie into this? Part of the line that ITM operated their trains on went through Fishers. And just like Noblesville's mayor, the mayor of Fishers wants to tear up the tracks as well. It doesn't help that they're doing all of this when the vocal majority of both those towns are opposed to having a trail. They're running those cities like dictators. It's all about serving their parties and not the people. It certainly doesn't help matters when Scott Fadness, the mayor of Fishers, has ran unopposed in every mayoral election because there's no other candidate interested in running against him. Good God, that sounds like something out of North Korea. It appalls me that things like this go on in a country that's supposed to value freedom of the people. It's a crappy state of affairs. This sort of thing goes on all over the country. We're just hearing about it in Noblesville because the citizens aren't going to put up with it.
Reed, I heard we're being switched onto a way freight in Thurmond. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. We'll just be in and out. All we're doing is coupling onto the front of it. We should be in Thurmond for only 30 minutes tops.
Righty then. Got a good fire going and a full head of steam. That's good to know, but Smithy, are you sure that your mom isn't going to find out about this? She will be worried sick or whooping mad if she finds out you're all the way out in Indianapolis. Mom is on a business trip in Europe right now. She won't be back until the middle of next week. It'll be like nothing ever happened. I just want you to know that just because you're 16 doesn't mean you can gallivant around the country like this without letting your folks know where you are. Yeah, Alex, I already go to the other side of the state and back on the Tidewater Limited. How can this be any different? Well, Smithy, this operation will be intense. I know you're very well trained in operating a steam engine, but this is going to be very dangerous work. I'm only worried for your safety.
So, what's up with you, George? Look, I don't know yet. The captain just told me I had some kind of work to do. Once I got back from break work. Well, whatever it is, gotta be better than the crap. Are you happy with me, censors? Then what I'm doing, the captain stuck me with garbage train duty again. Darn, it seems like you just got pulled from that train yesterday. Well, just for your information, I did pull it yesterday. That's funny. Maybe he mixed up the paperwork. I don't care at this point. Hey, here comes the captain right now. Alright, here you two are. I got some important... Wait. Jacob, why are you in CN pain? Probably because the idiot running this channel's too lazy to reskin me. What? Oh, nothing. Well, anyhow, George, we've got some important work to do. What work is that? We've been contracted by some special people to help the Indiana Transportation Museum move their stuff out. Wait, how come he gets to do that? Because knowing how you are and knowing the nature of this operation, you would probably screw it up. Oh, come on. Have I ever screwed up anything? Let's see. It went off the rails onto the road, which in turn led us to paying several $1,000s to the city of Farmersville to help pay for railroad damages. Well... And there was the time you didn't work for a week straight. Larry and Vania had to do your work. Okay, well... Who can't forget the time you and Larry screwed up the 2 o'clock special? Oh, you really had to bring that up, didn't you? Yes, either way, you're not going to be participating in this operation because I need you to do something better. What's that? Well, knowing how you've been able to run operations before, I need to run the railway while I'm gone. Wait, what? You heard me. Think you can handle that? But Captain, we're always the ones doing your dirty work. Where are you heading out to do this? Well, my friends in higher places say I'm getting too soft. Besides, Jacob, you already handled my illegal weapons shipments just fine, so I think running the railroads would be a piece of cake for you. Fine, whatever you say, sir. You're probably gonna get killed and I'm gonna be laughing. Alright, back to business, George. We're going to be heading out to Indianapolis. I was so having a meeting. How all this is going down. Damn Ohio Pacific people run damn operation. Just wondering, why does this operation sound so intense and secretive? Because Fishers and Noblesville won't let ITM move their stuff out by rail. And when I say that, I mean they are specifically not letting ITM use their tracks. Why them specifically? Oh, well, the Port Authority's excuse for it is that the tracks are unsafe. I find it hard to believe because Moanon Historical Society was able to transport some stuff down those tracks. And plus, heck, if you look at the state of our railroad, ours doesn't look any better. My guess is that all the case of political corruption. I mean, political corruption's good for business, but bad for museums. Darn. Well, whatever's being planned, I hope it works out. So do I! After all, they got some nice passenger cars that I'm interested in acquiring for a cheap price. Hey, Nate.
Hey, George! Long time no see!
It's been quite a while, so let me guess. Mr. Reed gave you and Chessie a special assignment too?
Precisely.
Huh. Well then, welcome to Indianapolis.
Why, hello there, Mr. Reed.
It's good to see you, Mr. Parks. Captain?
It's good to see you both. Well, more so than Mr. Reed.
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
And you must be...
My name is Ed. I'm a representative for ITM.
Well, it's certainly good to see you, sir.
Well then, let's get this meeting underway, shall we?
Right, sounds good enough for me.
Alright then, so I take it that you all know that you'll be doing a little bit more than what the law will allow.
So I've heard. Yeah, how will we be doing this?
Here's the plan. We will be infiltrating the railroad at night, just after the last rays of sunlight has disappeared over the horizon. You guys will be taking the southernmost intersection onto the line, where you'll then be taking the line through Fishers and onto Forest Park in Noblesville. But you do need to be careful. The Hoosier Heritage Port Authority will have railroad police running up and down that line, and I know the last thing they want is to see ITM's equipment running down that line.
What about us?
You guys won't need to worry about the guards until you've coupled up to ITM's equipment. Also, I sent a letter to the Port Authority a week ago saying that we made an agreement with the operators of the Nickel Plate Express. The agreement was that they will be leasing some of our equipment to use on their trains, and we'd like to use their line to get the equipment up to Atlanta. And since the Port Authority has already let the Monon Historical Society move their caboose down that line, they agreed to the proposition.
You mean...
Don't panic now, George. It's all part of the plan. I already got the Port Authority convinced that this is what we're doing, but in reality, we're taking ITM's equipment out of Forest Park.
So, in a way, we're trespassing, but we're not trespassing. I get you.
Pretty much. You guys will be able to get onto that line without no fuss. Just don't worry about it until you guys get to the property.
Well, how are we going to do this without attracting attention from the locals? Isn't there a few portions of that line with street running on it?
Well, I already took this into account. You guys will probably be making lots of noise coming through town, so you'll have to try to minimize it.
And how are we going to do that?
Don't blow your whistles and horns, and just try to stay as quiet as possible.
How are we going to take care of that derailer boot at the entrance of the yard? Isn't removing one of those without FRA permission a federal crime?
Yeah, and what if something goes wrong? There's a swing bridge on the line that hasn't been used in 2 years. Do any of the signals even on that line still work?
I understand your concerns, guys, but you don't need to worry. Stuff like that swing bridge and the derailer boot is why I got this guy. That man will be taking care of the groundwork for you.
That's quite an entrance, if I do say so myself. So, what's his name?
You shrimps can just refer to me as Mr. Freedom.
Why's that?
Because America. Deal with it, shorty.
Wow, that name's ridiculous.
Well, that's a better name than just Captain.
You mother... Ow, what the... Captain, this is a Christian program. What did we say about swearing? How did you get here? You're a dockyard crane. Captain? Not to do it. Okay, glad we're on the same page.
Well, that was interesting to see. Anyway, his name's more like an alias. I really don't know much about him. He just walked in my office and asked if he could help with this job, and, well, I gave him the chance to do it.
Well, okay then. Mr. Freedom, how do you plan on taking care of the derailleur?
Trust me, Shrimps, bypassing that derailleur will be a piece of cake. All I gotta do is jimmy the lock, throw the lever, and once the train is passed, I'll just move it back into position, lock it, and it'll be like nothing ever happened.
But what if something were to go awry and then we have all the police in town chasing after us?
Don't worry, guys. My company and I will personally oversee the operation. If anything goes wrong, we'll be standing close by to lend a hand.
Sounds good to me. When are we doing this?
All night, hopefully. I've contacted Chairman Nichols about this. He's okay with the operation. He only knows that we've gotten permission to be on the line and that we're getting their equipment out of there.
Okay, good.
Sincerely hope for the best, you guys. After 2 grueling years, you guys have answered our prayers.
I'll say, we'll do everything we can to make sure that your guys' equipment is brought to the safety of the Tidewater Point and Jacob Western Railroads. No museum deserves this kind of crap, especially when the city makes up fake news stories trying to defame them.
What's going on? Well, this is certainly a rude awakening. Has the city finally come to seize us?
Guys, get a move on. We've got equipment to move.
What's going on here?
Yeah, everyone seems excited.
That's because we're getting you guys out of here tonight. Now move quickly. We've got some freight cars to move.
What?
You heard me. Now let's go. Come on, Richie. Go wake up 587.
On it, Dave.
What? What's happening?
We're getting you guys out of here tonight. We got some railroads to come and move you out by a rail.
What about the Hoosier Heritage Port Authority?
They got permission from them to be on the track.
Really?
Yes, we just need to put you back together, then you'll be ready to go.
But wouldn't that be unsafe?
587, you're almost complete. This is what we planned on doing before all this rail trail scrap came about. It's just going to be a little rushed on account of the limited time window we have. You just should be able to, and stable enough for the journey over to Indianapolis. We'll do some further repairs when we get there.
Well, alright, but who's participating in this move?
The Tidewater Point Railroad and Jacobs and Western are helping out with this. Come on, Ryan, let's get to work.
Huh? Well, that's strange. I haven't seen this much commotion on the property in a while now. They must be up to something. I'll bet they're planning on removing that derailleur and trying to escape themselves. I'll need to keep a close eye on them. They won't leave on my watch.